I do believe we are now being joined by Vanny. Welcome to the stream.
Yes, I am indeed here. Hello. All right, what's going on, everyone? My name is Vani. I am going to be running BS Legend of Zelda, the 100% category, and we will talk plenty about this throughout the course of the run. But before I get started, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the absolute army of friendos that are already in chat. I see all of you. Hello, everyone. I see some of you have pancakes. That is a fantastic choice you have made. And hell yeah. What's up, everyone? Let's do this. This is going to be lots of fun. There's lots to talk about here, so we will do that. But one thing I have to ask before we get started, Otter, is what I know there was a bid war. I was either going to play the boy character here or the girl character here and also here. Which one will I be using?
The girl character won very handily.
Yes. I figured that was the case, but is always professional to check before we make those kinds of decisions that, kind of affect you throughout the rest of the game. Anyway, all right. Well, with that being said, I believe I am ready to go. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the original Legend of Zelda on the NES, what you're going to watch here, you're going to see a lot of similarities, but you're also going to see a lot of differences as well. So this game was released on the Super Famicom back in the day, but it was done via a service called the Broadcast Satellaview. That's what BS stands for those of you who might be wondering. And it was, yes, it was essentially like the very first game like streaming service back in the day, where this game actually you downloaded or you played in sections. They didn't make the entire game available all at one time. It was downloaded in 4 different segments that were released one week after the next. So what we're playing here, I'm actually playing this on my Super Nintendo using a flash cart. But what happened here was a few years ago, there were a team of people who do ROM hacks and things like that essentially took all of those individual downloadable pieces and kind of like stitched them together into one contiguous ROM. And this allows us to play the game from beginning to end in one sitting, which is great. So, yeah, that's what we're doing here. So, the premise of this game is, again, it is just like the original Legend of Zelda. You got to go out, collect a piece of Triforce, and then kill Ganon. That is no different. However, you'll notice, like I said, there are some similarities to the original game, but there are some differences. First of all, the overworld map is about half the size of the one in the original game. It is patterned very much after the one in the NES game, but it's heavily condensed. Also, the layouts of all of the dungeons are completely different. Now, the bosses that you fight in them and the items that you find in them as well, those are pretty much the same as the first quest of the original game, but that's just about where the similarities end. Now, one thing that I'm about to do here, and hopefully this works. Hiya, hiya. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. So, if you're familiar with the speed run of the NES game, you know that there is that speedrunners do something called counting. They have a count that they keep in their heads, or maybe out loud, which I will probably be doing here. Oh, by the way, we are just going to rip that key right out of his rib cage, not even damage him. We don't need to do that. But anyway, there's a count that they need to keep in mind because they are trying to manipulate enemy drops, specifically getting bombs. Now, we are going to be doing the same thing, but it's going to be a little different, and I will explain that shortly. But first, let me just take out this boss with a couple of bombs here. Bombs are going to be used in heavy amounts throughout this entire run. So getting as many as we can and keeping well stocked on them is going to be something that we will do quite a bit. Now, so the counter that I'm referring to, oops, okay, so that's 2 kills, so 1. All right, I'll explain kind of my counting here. Let's see, that's 2 and 3. Okay. So the count here resets after every 10 kills, but it's only specific kills. It's kills from enemies that will drop an item when they are killed. Those are the only ones that will advance the counter. And like I said, it resets after every 10. The important numbers are 1, 7, and 9. In certain enemy groups, those will be the ones that when the counter gets to that amount when they are killed, they have a chance to drop a bomb. Right now my count is at 3. That is a little higher than I would like for it to be right now, but it's fine. We just will adjust accordingly. So we get dumped right into the boss room here of level 2. It is Dodongo. Unfortunately, in this version, you cannot use the smoke trick where, you know, you hit him in the gut with the bomb, and then you can stab him with the sword and kill him and get a guaranteed bomb drop. That is not an option here. So, anyway. So that's 2 dungeons down already. With that boss kill of Dodongo, my count is 4. I want to get my count to 6 before I am going to kill my next bomb-dropping enemy, which means normally I like to clear some of these guys out of the way. We'll just do that one there, get it to 5. And then we'll move on. Now, this game, you know, just like in the original Legend of Zelda, there are definitely some items that kind of gate you from progress. You have to do X before you can do Y. In this case, we have to get this blue candle, because on the next screen here, there is a row of trees that can only be burned with the candle, and this is the only way to get to the Lost Woods. I did not mean to take that damage, but there is kill number 6. I'll take that heart too, why not? Alright, and now I'm going to be faced immediately with a black moblin, and if they are feeling nice, then they will give me some bombs. Perfect. Alright, now, I'm just going to go ahead and Leroy Jenkins my way through this stuff for the most part. I actually killed that guy to get my count to 8, which is important for math. And the reason why I am perfectly fine with just face tanking a bunch of damage there is because there are going to be, I believe it's 4 different death warps that we will do in this category. This will be, the first of them will be here in this level. And the reason why we do that is because when you die, you can just say continue and it will take you back to the beginning of the dungeon. Okay, good. We do that because it saves time on backtracking. So again, making sure that my count was just so that I had an opportunity to get a bomb drop from those Vyres, which were those enemies that you just saw me kill with the bomb. So we're going to take ourselves down to 1 heart. We're going to, okay, take a damage from this bat. Cool. We're going to grab our raft, roast ourselves in the fire, and back to start. Okay. So that saves us from having to walk, because you see now, from the beginning, now I just go to the right. This saves us from having to walk all the way back from grabbing the raft. So yeah. Grabbing more rupees, because there are definitely more things that we will need to buy throughout the course of this game. Let's see if one of you will die there. That's good. Okay. So right now our count is at 0. Remember, the magic numbers are 1, 7, and 9. These red gorillas will drop a bomb, so hopefully I can just drop a bomb right there. You can give me a bomb back, and everybody's happy. A fair exchange. Pleasure doing business with you. Now, these guys that I kill with the sword there, they're called Zols, and then the little things that come off them are called gels. Those do not advance my count because I'm killing them in such a way... Oh, good. I'm killing them in such a way that they do not drop items. However, in the next dungeon we will go to, there is going to be a room where I will be doing some fights with bombs, and I could potentially kill them with the bombs, and in that case, they can drop items and will advance my count. So, it is kind of a very particular scenario there, but one that if you are counting your drops meticulously is one that you have to pay attention to. So, almost done with this dungeon. We just gotta kill these guys, and that went extremely well. Alright, so speaking of going extremely well, that's what we're going to hope for this boss fight here, which, just like in the first Zelda, it is Manhandla. That is an awful pattern to start. Stay right there and die instantly. Thank you! Okay, good. Perfect. Alright. Triforce get. So now, we will be heading over to level 4. I'll be doing some more counting stuff. But now actually would be a really good time for some donations, if you have them.
Let me see. Alright. I do not believe we have any new donations at the moment. However, it would be a good time to remind folks that we do have the Super Monkey Ball coming up very soon. That is... Well, well, actually, sorry, not all that soon. In a few hours. But Super Monkey Ball Monkey Choice is still available. Mimi has $30. Gongon has $0. Poor little Gongon. Baby has $105 raised, and II has $49.80. So at the moment, it is Baby in the lead.
Shout out to Baby. So you might have seen me wince when I killed that black moblin and nothing happened. That was at a count of 7. So if he would have dropped something, it would have given me a bomb, but he didn't. There's no guarantee that even if your count is right or whatnot, that an enemy will drop anything, no matter what your count is. So we have that backup of that blue Octorok that I killed instead. But this is going to advance my count by 1. This is the part of the run where, oh, come on. Oh, good. All right. This is the part of the run where it is absolutely critical to pay very close attention to your count, because it can vary a little bit, and there is no more important place to have your count right than in level 5. So, because level 5 is definitely the most involved and difficult dungeon in the speedrun. So, we want to make sure we have this right. So right now our count is at 9. That room that I was talking about where I can potentially bomb those Zols, those kind of green gumdrop looking enemies, like these ones that I'm walking by here, is going to be coming up in just a couple of rooms, actually. So, now again, these guys that I killed with the bombs in level 3 that dropped items, that advanced my counter, but doing the stuff that I did there, killing them with the sword, does not advance the counter. Okay, I got caught by this guy. That was not intended. Okay, looks like it's going to be 0 kill. Oh god, I need to not die. I think that would be a good idea. Okay, so didn't advance my counter at all there. Come on. Oh my god, come on. I don't want to get touched by these guys at all either. Okay, come here. Thank you. So killing those guys, if you're familiar with the speedrun of the NES version, for killing Dark Nuts, when you drop bombs, your bombs kind of have like a direction that they're facing that obviously you can't see, but it affects how it would potentially do damage to Dark Nuts, in that if the bomb is facing the direction opposite what they're facing, it won't do any damage to them. Even though you'll see them do their iframes and they'll bounce back. In this version, you get that ding, like the reflection sound. So it is very obvious when in this version when a bomb drop does not work. Okay, oh boy, this could be bad. Oh, this is a nice little kind of homage to the Famicom version of The Legend of Zelda. Now, in that one, the controllers had a microphone, and you could yell into them to kill those Poles' voice. Well, in this version, instead, you kill them by using the ocarina. Or the recorder. Please, everyone die. Oh, thank God. Okay. Phew. That's actually an excellent Dig Dogger fight. Alright, we're done with level 4 now. Alrighty. So my count is now, let's see here, it is 3. 4. We'll make this 5. I want to get it to 8 before we get into the next dungeon. We have to pick up bait. Now that we have the ocarina, we will go ahead and float on over. Oh, do you have a donation you'd like to read?
Actually, we just got a bunch of donations back to back. So we have a $20 donation from Drake Lake. No comment, but thank you very much for that donation.
Yep.
We have a $200 donation from Wild Ian, saying "Go Vanny, go!" Thank you very much for that very generous donation.
Yes, indeed.
We have Natara donating $20, saying, "So happy to see you running in this event, Vonnie. Take Zelda and turn Ganon to ash!" Exclamation point heart emoji.
Will do.
Then we have Lil Melly Mooncat donating $50.
Nice.
Saying bodily autonomy is vital. Thanks to all the runners, organizers, and everyone who has donated so far to help protect this right. Good luck, Vonnie. Ocarina. And we have even more. We have a $5 donation from Veriphage. No comment, but thank you very much for that donation.
Yes, thank you.
And we have a $1 donation from Tempest Mask, saying, "Hi friends, I'll keep this short and simple. $1 hype train for Mimi. I say choo choo, good luck Vonnie, indeed. Let's see if we can get Mimi to the top of that monkey ball list. It'll be a surprise upset."
Okay. Hey. Well, here's the thing. That's a great metaphor, because when people come together for a common cause, they can make big changes, and I feel like that is that's basically the theme of what we're doing here. Is that we have we're facing a absolutely horrendous violation of rights for people in this country, and we need to come together to fight against that. And that's the name of the game right now, honestly. Alrighty, so we are gonna pop into here. We're gonna get another bomb upgrade, which is great, because that refills our bombs. Now we have 16. We're also going to take some. We're gonna give some hugs here, and as I'm sure you can guess, it is for setting up a death warp. Oh, shoot. Okay, I guessed wrong there. Alright, that left Dodongo just kind of hung out on the left side of the screen. Didn't allow me to kill him terribly quickly, but that's okay. We're going to get our step ladder, and boop. Another death warp. Thank you for staying out of my way. All right, now this second part of the of level 5, this is where things get really, really tricky. I did buy a potion on my way in, just in case I need to pop it here, to avoid death. But I think we're gonna be okay, chat. There is an that was rude. Okay, there is an optional room that I can kind of deal with here that will give me an extra pack of bombs. And, for marathon safety, I think I'll go ahead and do it, just to be sure. It's killing these 4 bats. Normally, if your count is good and you want to go fast, you can kind of just walk right through this room and not have to chase this stupid bat around while avoid being shot. But, you know, sometimes it's just the way it goes. Now, hopefully, I can force a bomb from that... Oh, I didn't. Okay, well, that stinks. Now, hopefully I can force a fairy from this guy. And I did. Beautiful. All right, great. That should give us all the health that we will need for the rest of this level, which... And again, we're set up here with hopefully another one and potentially 2 bomb drops. Excellent. Yeah, the power of counting. There's going to be one more section where we're going to get an absolute embarrassment of bomb dropping opportunities altogether. So hopefully that will come to fruition, because it's always nice when it does. All right, at least with 6 bombs, that's good. All right, now the boss of level 5 is Patra. Fortunately, this Patra only moves up and down. It will not move left or right at all. So we can kind of just sit here at just a safe distance, kill its little fly babies, and then... Ah, give it a hug. Didn't mean to do that. Thankfully, I got that. Thankfully, I got that fairy. That was kind of a sloppy fight in the second phase, but you know what? We survived. We are good. And now our count is at 4. Now, on our way to level 6, we've got a couple things that we need to get. But one thing that we need to do that's rather important is we need to get our count to 8. So it's 4. Now it's 5. One thing that is exceedingly rare in Zelda speedruns is actually purchasing keys. However, because there is a shop here that allows us to do so, it is a lot faster than fishing the extra one out of the future dungeons, or past dungeons actually, that we would need to do. So, we just do that instead. Okay, count as 6 now. Alright, and actually, I'm actually glad my count is 6 in this specific spot, because, and you'll see in a second. But first we need to get paid. And then, we got a blue Octorok right here that, if he's nice, will drop bombs. Absolutely awesome. Okay, cool. Alright, I'm going to buy some arrows here, get my count up 1 more, and then enter level 6. But while I am doing that, if there are any more donations you'd like to read off, please feel free. That'll be my one. There we go. Now we're at 8. Oh, geez. And now we're just taking a bunch of damage. Which is actually okay, because we got a death warp coming up in 6. That heart container, obviously for the 100% category, I need to grab. I will do that on my way out. I did not forget it. Don't worry. Now that we have arrows, we will put them to good use to make this room very quick. Very quick, thank you. Okay. Go away, worm. Alright, now comes another Dig Dogger fight, which... Oh, that was a miss. That's okay, though. Totally okay. I've got plenty of bombs, so the whiff there was not an issue at all. Gonna take another Pulse Voice Hug there. Walk through the wall. That's typically something you only do in the second quest of the original game, but in this instance, we do it one time here for the speedrun. Here's the magical rod. Oh, I already took that damage. Please stay away from me. Please don't touch me. Okay, good. Phew. All right. Another death warp. Pancakes have arrived. Shoutouts to Neon's Pancakes. All right. So now the second part of level 6 is pretty elementary. All right, this room is ridiculous if you don't have arrows or anything like that. But we have the ocarina, and we just go ahead and just shoot them to their graves, and we just press on. We're good. Oh, jeez. Almost got caught there. That would not have been good because... Oh, shoot. Okay. Hopefully, because I've got tons of bombs and I've got my count right, I can just kind of bust my way through these guys, which do 2 damage each, and this is absolutely not the pattern I want to see. Look at this. All right, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna boost. Thank you. That was very close, but we did it. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I tell you what, let's, so right now our count is at 5. Remember, the magic numbers are 1, 7, and 9, or more importantly in this case, 7, 9, and 1, because that's the order in which we will be seeing them. But the magical rod gets its time to shine here. We'll kill this guy because he's in our way, and it gets our count to 6. Pop in here to pick up the letter, as is required for the 100% category. And then here we go. The embarrassment of bombs is upon us. So here's our count is 6. 7. Bomb. Alright. Kill the red guy and then the blue guy. Bomb. Red guy and then the blue guy. Bomb. Oh, beautiful. The game cooperated. We are now fully stocked on bombs. This is absolutely everything we will need for the rest of the run. I'm done counting now. I've got all the bombs that I need. Counting everything else out here just isn't important. So, we're good to go. Yes. Indeed. Cooperation is lit. Yes. Alright, so we're popping in here. This is the White Sword Cave, but lo, the strongest sword, this is the Master Sword, which is essentially the magical sword from the NES version. Coincidentally, there is a white sword in this game, and it is found in the graveyard, where you normally find the magical sword. So they kind of swapped their locations. Why? I don't know. But they did. Now, one thing you might have noticed, too, is that, especially for those of you that are familiar with the first game, you said, well, this is a 100% category, you need to pick up all permanent items. Why didn't you pick up either of the boomerangs? And it's because when I finished level 6... I was given the ultimate boomerang, clearly inspired by the one from Newtopia 2, but that's neither here nor there, that will not only stretch all the way across the screen, but it does a decent amount of damage. Now, there are a couple of... We actually saw it, I probably should have mentioned it when we were there, but on the screen before we got the Master Sword, you saw kind of like a gravestone there. If you hit that with the... If you hit that with the super boomerang, it will produce a fairy. All right, we're popping into here. We're getting the red ocarina, and I will demonstrate what the red part of it does. In just a second here, as we get teleported to this screen that can only be reached by way of the red ocarina. And notice what he says here. You found the magical key room by Trey and Con. Trey and Con are the names of 2 of the people that put together this ROM. So they gave themselves a shot. That rock right below me there also produces a fairy if you hit it with that special boomerang. The more you know. Alright, I'm going to go into level 8 shortly here, and I've got some stuff to do. Oh, actually, no, hold on. Let me go ahead and just do this first part of 8. So, we're going to just push this block here. You notice it's not those little turret things. Hey, we've got an item. Hey, it's the silver arrows. We kind of need those to kill Ganon, right? Yes, they are in level 8. 2 things here. First of all, there is no level 9. As soon as we're done with all 8 levels, we just basically go straight into the Ganon fight. Also, there's going to be a reference to these silver arrows here later on in the dungeon, and I'll be sure to point that out. But for now, Otter, if you have any donations, now would be a good time to read some of those off.
I do indeed.
Cool.
We have 2 donations. One from Ekstrom, a $20 donation saying reproductive rights are human rights. And from Chudley, a $10 donation saying, it's been so much fun watching you develop this route, Vani. Congrats on the first of many marathon runs. Thank you very much for your very kind donations.
And, you know, I gotta say, like, there have been so many donations here from names that I thoroughly recognize. So, thank you all for, A, coming out to support me as I do this for the very first time in a marathon, but also to raise money for the Midwest Access Coalition, which is a very worthwhile cause and something that is sorely needed in these trying times. All right, so this old man here says, those next door can show you to the arrow, okay? Well, guess what's next door? And we'll probably see him here. Wallmasters. So you think he's trolling you, but he's right. They take you to the room where you get... Oh, you swindled me. It takes you to the room where you get the silver arrows. He wasn't lying. Now, you might have seen that bomb pack drop there and being like, Vani, free bombs? What are you doing? Well, I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, first we got double Goma here. We want to get that one killed in the first cycle. Perfect. All right, as long as we get the first one killed, the left one killed in the first cycle, then we should be good here, and we are. Excellent. All right. So we have our 7th Triforce piece. Now what happens when we get out of this level is nothing short of glorious. Our heroine here is holding up a magic bomb. This is now a bomb that has infinite uses. Hence why we don't need to count anymore. We can just drop bombs willy-nilly, and we will in this next level, and it will be lots of fun. And we will have nary a care as our bomb count does not deplete. Oh, heck yes, indeed. Alrighty. So you notice here we did 8 and then we did level 7. This is the only instance where we do levels out of order. And just because there's less backtracking to go from 8 to 7 as I would be to go from 7 to 8. So that's why we do it in this way. Alright. Alright, we fight 2 babyless Patras here. And I'm taking damage, and that's totally okay, because we are going to set up our final Death Warp after I grab the item that's actually in that room. But as you can see, it is a shoot room, so we got to take the long way around. But before we do, let's give this Dark Nut a hug. And let's drop a bomb right there. What do you say? And let's not get hit by that bat, which is good. And let's go up here and grab our red candle. We didn't get a bump from the bat in there. That's okay, because one throw of the fire is enough to do it. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and use that potion, because why not? Because immediately I could take 2 of my 3 damage from these Gibdos right here, and that would be not terribly cool. Okay. Not a big deal, because there's a blue bubble coming up here, but just kind of annoying. There we go. Alrighty. This room is fun when you only have 3. In a world record attempt, you would not pick up the potion and would just attempt to do this with 3 hearts. That room is not a lot of fun to navigate when you're only dealing with when you're only dealing with 3 hearts. All right. So you notice I used some bombs on the Gibdos there. We've got a manhandler here that we need to kill, but I don't need to be terribly careful with my placement. Because I've got enough. But here's where the real fun begins. We gotta fight 4 bats, and how are we going to do it? With bombs! That's so satisfying to do, I can't even tell you. Okay. Now my friend Little Melly Mooncat might be in the chat. I have done you proud by remembering to switch to the ocarina. We've done it in a marathon. I'm 1 for 1 in marathon runs, remembering the ocarina. Bomb the bats, indeed. Alrighty. So, now we have, like, the Master Sword. What this means is that even if I don't have full health, I will always have Beam Sword. Which is actually really nice for what I've got coming up here, which is the Ganon fight. But before we get there, there's a couple of items that I need to pick up in order to satisfy the 100% category. One of which is actually really useful for the fight that I'm about to do. And it's this one here. And it's the red ring. So as many of you know, the red ring cuts the damage that you take. You take essentially 1/4 of the damage that you normally would. That's how I wanted to phrase that. Which is nice. One other thing that we have to pick up here. We obviously could have done this at just about any time. But it's convenient to do it now. Because it just is. And that is our final take any. We now have full heart containers, and with that, we have satisfied the requirements for the 100% category, save for defeating the final boss, rescuing the imprisoned, and then going on our merry way. Yep. Alrighty. So here we see the old man from the beginning getting abducted by Ganon. We give chase. We come here. We have, of course, all the pieces of the Triforce, so we can unlock this door to his lair. Now, we want to try to get a trick as soon as we walk into this room. And we got it. This is a trick I like to call Giggle Pig, because he laughs at you and immediately takes damage. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, good. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, wow. That was an absolutely incredible Ganon fight. His pattern is not set. There's definitely a lot of RNG there with that fight. We haven't gotten to time yet. First, I have to rescue... we have to rescue the boy. Which is what I would have played as otherwise, and if you do, obviously the girl isn't here. And then we've got to leave. Time will be in a couple of screens here when I walk out. It's actually going to be the first screen that you walk in. It's coming up very soon, and time. Alrighty, and there it is. That is BS.
Great work.
Thank you. BS Legend of Zelda 100%. For the broadcast Satellaview, or moreover, the Super Nintendo. So, yeah. Yo, I see a ton of GGs in chat. Thank you all very, very much for that. For those of you watching, I appreciate you being here and giving the support not only to myself, but to Fastest Furs and the Midwest Access Coalition. If you enjoyed what you were watching here, or if you enjoyed myself, or maybe a combination of those things, please do give me a follow on my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. This is kind of what I'm working on right now. So if you want to see more of this, then definitely want to check out my channel, as I am trying to recapture the world record in this category. Actually, I've had it a few times, and I've been, it's been kind of handed back and forth, but I'm currently trying to recapture it. So hopefully you can come out and support me as I do that. Otherwise, big shout outs to the Fastest Furs. This is the first time I've done a marathon for these fine folks, so thank you very much for having me. I had a great time. I had a great run too, which is always awesome to see. And yeah, I think that pretty much does it for me. Stick around. There's still a whole day of marathon left, and I think the goal is 5,000. And wow, we got through a pretty significant chunk of that 5,000 during this run. That is
We did.
Yeah.
It was a very, very productive, very productive run.
You know, the community they've started to develop this reputation for coming out big for my marathon runs. Absolutely is not something that has gone unnoticed. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Like I said, hearing so many familiar names from the donation comments is always heartwarming, and I love it. I love it so much. So thank you all for being great.
Thank you very much, Devani, for that showcase there. That was amazing and very quick. And thank you very much, Devani's community, for your generosity